What are the qualities that you feel are most important for a mediator?
I don't do a lot of introductory trainings for mediators. When I've had the opportunity to do that, I begin with a section on self-awareness, about their own experience of conflict and the values that they bring to working with people in conflict because of who they are, their life experience, education, whatever else it might be. So that to me is the first key, is know themselves. If they don't understand themselves, I don't think they can be as effective. They can be good, but I don't think they can be nearly as effective as they might be.
Well, give me an example. Know yourself about conflict.
For example, I grew up in a family where everybody, this is how we talked. People generally did not raise their voices. There was not a lot of intense conflict. The first time I was in a mediation where people started hollering at each other, I was scared out of my mind. I wasn't sure what to do. I wanted to run away or tell them to be nice. And that had to do with me, not them.
I see.
So other people grew up in households where it was quite different. Or people have jobs. For example, when I've trained mediators in the VA, a lot of them have jobs where telling people what the answer is rewarded. They get promotions, they get pay raises, they get accolades for doing that. They can't, if they're going to do mediation in the way I would like them to do it, in a more facilitative way than evaluative, they've got to find something to do. I mean, they've got to find a way to shift gears. So that's knowing themselves, which either has to do with their life experience, their personal experience, their education, their job, all of those characteristics. That has to do with knowing themselves, what they bring to the table.
How do they respond to conflict?
How do they respond to conflict situations?
How can they go into this intimate space of somebody else's conflict without having some appreciation of themselves?
Right. Okay. So that's the first thing. The second thing is reading and thinking. One of the things that I see too often is that people go in, they do the trainings, whether it's 40 hours, 20 hours, or 100 hours, and they have no idea what's in the literature. I mean, they read stuff that's in the training manual, which is a digest of some important things in the literature, but I don't think any trainer would suggest that that is a substitute for reading the original material.
Yes.
And there's just this wealth now of books out there, some of which are really very good. And I think people need to read, not just while they're in training, but on an ongoing basis. Secondly, they need to be able to think about what they're reading. Then they can develop some skills, and then they can figure out how to marry the thinking with the practice. Then they can be really effective.